Welcome back to the channel, folks. Welcome to the abandoned US NAFAC 104 Navy base here in Grand Turk, Turks and Caicos Islands and the northern point of the island, just off the Northern Reef. And I'm going to take the Potensic Atom drone up and do a fly around, and then I'm just going to fly around the coastline outside of the abandoned Navy base here in Grand Turk, just next to the iconic lighthouse here in the nation's capital of Grand Turk. So come fly with me. This base was commissioned in 1954. So the Turks and Caicos Islands had a few U.S. military and maritime installations over the years, including South Base, U.S. Air Force Missile Tracking Base and Grand Turk, and the U.S. Coast Guard Lawrence Station and South Caicos, and the Malcolm's Road Beach USDA radar installation and Providenciales. Yet the largest and most significant was the Grand Turk NAFAC 104 Navy base. And I'm pulling this information from the website visittci.com. So shout out to them, and I will leave a link to the information in the description below. So this base, which was commissioned in 1954, was constructed next to the Grand Turk Lighthouse and the northern tip of Grand Turk, overlooking the treacherous North Reef. And what you're seeing here now is the abandoned buildings, which have now fallen into decay. The primary purpose of the northern base was to be part of the Song Surveillance System, which was an underwater listening system designed to track Soviet submarine. The base served in this capacity until 1979, when it was decommissioned. So it lasted about, if my math's correct, 25 years. Now, when this base was in operation, the North Base supported many barracks and buildings and was situated on 24 hectares of land with concrete rain catchment, water storage, and communication system. Some of the buildings now house the government community college. But as you can see from the previous clip, much of the base is abandoned, truly abandoned. Although partially fenced, easy access to the North Base water collection can be found by following the cliff paths from the lighthouse grounds. And before I get back to the narration and the base, where I'm flying here now, it's over the waters off the base, and you can see that the Potensic Atom is handling well. I'm getting some strong wind warning, but it looks beautiful. And maybe this area could be a good area for surfers. I don't know. I see some waves in the distance. I don't know if this would be adequate for surfing, but the waters look absolutely beautiful. Turquoise blue, crystal clear. But back to the abandoned NAFAC 104 Navy base. After John Glenn historic orbit of the Earth in 1962, his first landfall on dry ground was Grand Turk. The personnel and vessels of both the NAFAC 104 and South Base were involved in the recovery operation for the Mercury space mission and Friendship 7 space capsule. The base also played a very important role in the Cuban Missile Crisis, acting as a communication hub for the United States with outgoing communications from the U.S. Guantanamo base in Cuba until the blockade was lifted. The facilities also supported many flight crews stopping over and Grand Turk. After the decline of the sea salt industry days in the early 1900s, there wasn't much going on in Grand Turk or the Turks and Caicos Islands generally. Nearly all agriculture exports had ceased, which included cotton and sponge, which consisted of both reef harvesting and farming. And these died out due to widespread blight disease. There was very little income to the national economy during the 1920s to the 1950s, and the island saw a bit of migration of the population to the neighboring country of the Bahamas. The construction of the U.S. base on Grand Turk and South Caicos provided desperately needed income to the country and created a significant number of jobs for locals. After the bases were decommissioned in the 1970s and 80s, the runways and airstrips and much of the infrastructure was repurposed. South Base became the Grand Turk Jags McCartney International Airport and Grand Turk, and the site of several government offices, and the barracks and facilities of NAFAC 104 were later used for the community college. So that, in brief, is a synopsis of the history of this particular base here and Grand Turk. But man, in this a beautiful place to fly, and the Potensic Atom is really not disappointing at all. It's really holding its own. among the premium mini drones. DJI minis being the top of the line. Mini SE, Mini 2SE, Mini 4K, Mini 2, the Mini 3, and I think the king of all sub 250 mini drones, the DJI Mini 4 Pro. But that aside, this Potensic Atom must really be, in my view, the real contender for a best mini drone sub 250 grams. Besides DJI drones, the Hotel Nano has an awesome camera, but besides that, it has serious issues. Struggles in the wind and appears prone to software glitches. Lot of instances where it flew off, where it crashed, and where it couldn't make it back to home because of what seems to be a very moderate breeze. None of those issues with the Potensic Atom at all. And you could see, just look at the cliff here as I'm looking down. This is an amazing view. And I could not have chosen a better drone to capture this sort of footage. It's absolutely amazing, in my view. So, back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, early 70s, this was the view that the US personnel experienced at the time when they were stationed here in Grand Turk, Ducks and Caicos Islands. They had the best of both worlds. And while my personal view is that I would like to see this area, this base developed and put to some good use, it should not be just lying waste. But I guess in due course, the government will get around to that. So this again is a sneak peek here of the abandoned buildings. You could see the lighthouse in the distance, and you could see how beautiful the waves look as they make their way to the shorelines. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I will see you very shortly in another one. Cheers.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a